Internet has been so helpful for all of us. Today we book rides, we order food, we probably avail various services using different platforms, right? But how about using all of this without using an UI or without probably even accessing your smartphone, and all through that you're speaking to another human being? Generative AI is one such landmark or like a groundbreaking revolution in the entire landscape of internet itself, and we are reimagining every possible workflow that has been designed till now. Hi, hello, I'm Arvind and you're watching my channel. Today we're going to talk about large language models. Ever since ChatGPT has come in, a lot of people have been thinking to do how do I like probably use this for my own productivity gains. At the same point of time, a lot of people were also worried how this would impact my own life. How would I probably not be very relevant into the same job. Think of someone who is probably entering the data, right? A data entry operator, or someone probably like doing a small task that pays them maybe like say $2,000 or something monthly. And AI has brought us such sort of economic disruption into that flows to condense that work into a $20 job. So this is what usually happens with any industry when there is a new revolution in place. It condenses the regular workflows to be more efficient, and further we reach new productivity. Just think of a wheel, right? It helped us travel from point A to point B, where when we use our legs, it used to take hours. The wheel help us condense that work into 30 minutes. But at the same point of time, I understand that there are a lot of people who are really worried about their skills, their jobs. And in this video, as well as we progress, I would want to also talk about skill building for generative AI world and more. So what are these LLMs? LLMs are just large math balls of information trained using GPUs to be produced like a binary or something, in a similar manner how you would compile to get a binary. Similar manner, these are trained on GPUs, and there's a whole science and art there in training a large language model or a language model itself. It's been done for over the years. At the outset, it looks like a simple NLP answering machine. Like I said, I think a lot many things go into that area. For example, just to build something like an LLM here, you need to go through a data phase where you gather the data, you kind of label the data, you check for the quality of the data, because the data is the one that this particular the architecture or the entire LLM takes up. And then eventually you have to set the right training parameters, then configure the infrastructure, which is like the GPU clusters and more of those things to be properly done. And then you train for hours or even days or even months to get the state of the art model that competes with other models, and then does better on various benchmarks like math, many problems, etc. There are LLMs which do really well, then a topper or in SIT or GRE or various other tasks as well. Now the end of this training phase yields a base model and or the model, and then you further use it to tune it to make it really worthy for the production. And that itself is another phase that a lot many people are doing today in the industry, and there are very few people in each one of these phases doing this. The deep learning industry or the machine learning industry itself, there are it's very small, but there are more and more people who are coming up to do this thing. But no worries, also thanks to the amazing researchers and the open source community, all of this is like sorted in because there are several researchers who have started to put their own companies. It's not just one company like OpenAI, but also there are Anthropic, there's Cohere, there are researchers from smaller but interesting companies like Fireworks, people who build these models, do custom fine tunes, and then they are shipping models every week. There's a virtual race running in this industry. Imagine that, how many people are training the models every week, or it's a cumulative process, so that you are producing something state of the art every week. Was there nothing like this previously? Like, does language models do not exist previously? There were models like BERT, there were FLAN, there were several models in the NLP space where you could probably say predict the next word in the sequence, right? There are so many models. There are interesting research that has happened which led to this particular area. It's just that today, as you could see in the picture, these LLMs are large math balls of information, like a huge cube with numbers inside and on the walls as well, and interrelated to which performs a lot of matrix multiplication calculations. When you ask a question, it does some a multiplication or some sort of computation and gives you the result in a very interesting manner. And this is also the reason why there is still a lot much on our end, the developers, the product engineers, the front end engineers, to work and impart this or integrate these LLMs into your regular production workflows. So for all the developers who are seeing this from outside, like say not probably building models and just probably prompting these models and thinking that most of the work is already done and maybe some platform will operationalize this, it's not true. There's more work to be done, not just integrating this into your regular workflows, but also like operationalizing it for scale and probably absorbing all the information or connecting, tuning, guardrailing this entire information that the models are spitting, probably doing some sort of system engineering as well, like say setting up fallbacks or making through like efficiently processing this information through something like a semantic cache. So there are more and more topics that are there that have come up. It's going to be very very interesting because this is a new paradigm that we are unveiling, and like we are seeing more and more and more come up with each iteration, and it's going to be very very interesting for all the developer world to get started with generative AI.